Jack tricks Alan into coming home. Martin identity trap set. The Young and the Restless recap for Friday, March 28th, reveals that Jack Abbott will trick Alan Loran, aka Martin Loran, into coming home, as a Martin identity trap is set. At Crimson Lights, Jack and Traci Abbott will give Chancellor updates on their Alan concerns off-screen. Chance will acknowledge that there's no proof that Alan or Martin is behind the clinic chaos, but he'll definitely think there are reasons to be suspicious. After Chance wonders if Traci can convince Alan to return from France, Jack will have a better idea. In the end, Jack will get Alan on the phone and suggest it'd mean so much to all the Abbotts if they had the wedding in the family home. Alan will totally understand and agree to return to GC once he wraps up a couple things in Paris. Traci will eventually strategize with Jack about what they should do once Alan gets off the plane. Although Jack won't approve, Traci will want to convince Alan that there's nothing he could say or do to change her love for him. Jack will feel like Traci's plan to get to the truth is too dangerous, but Traci will want to look Alan in the eye and find out for herself if he's Martin or not. At the Newman ranch, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson will announce they're a couple again during a family meeting with Victor Newman, Nikki Newman, Victoria Newman and Nick Newman. Victor will be tickled pink, so they'll all break out the bubbly and share some toasts following Chelsea and Adam's reunion. At one point, Victor will drop hints about the wedding, but Adam and Chelsea won't be thinking that far ahead yet. Although Nikki and Victoria will seem a bit wary as they chat with Chelsea privately, Chelsea will feel like Adam has really grown as a person. Nearby, Adam will make a prediction about Nick ending up back with Sharon Newman and moving in the cottage with her, but Nick will downplay that idea. At the coffeehouse later, Nick will speak with Victoria about Adam's reunion news and point out that at least he's less volatile when he's happy. Back with Nikki on Friday's Y&R episode, she'll sound the alarm to Victor about how toxic Adam and Chelsea's relationship can be. Once Chelsea makes it home with Adam, she'll reflect on Victor being their biggest supporter. Adam will feel confident that they'll win over any naysayers as he offers Chelsea reassurance. In the park, Phyllis will blow up at Billy Abbott for yanking the rug out from under her regarding Abbott communications. It'll feel like Billy's throwing away their fresh start because Aristotle Dumas dangled this revenge carrot in front of him. Phyllis won't understand what Aristotle is getting out of going up against Victor and putting Chancellor back in Billy's hands, but Billy will refuse to divulge Aristotle's motives. Afterward, Phyllis will look Aristotle Dumas up online and think it's weird that there are no pictures of him. It'll leave Phyllis mulling over who Aristotle truly is. At Billy's place, he'll tell Sally Spectra about his frustrating meeting with Phyllis, who flipped out when he mentioned Aristotle's name. Sally will realize there must have been a reason why, so she'll get Billy to admit Aristotle made him a very lucrative business proposal. When Billy refuses to spill more info regarding his Aristotle deal, Sally will argue that anyone who goes through that much trouble to hide their identity is usually hiding a lot more than that. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally will continue to worry about Billy's involvement with Aristotle, so stay tuned for all the shockers ahead. Young and Restless bone chiller. Alan's next target is already in his crosshairs, and it's not who you think. We're smack dab in the middle of a bone-chilling thriller on Young and Restless. And while it may seem to be coming to an end, what with Traci putting the pieces together about her man, the final act is going to be downright terrific. Everyone thinks the heartbroken author is the one in danger, but instead, we fear for someone else. Traci's worst suspicions about Alan/Martin appeared to be confirmed when Sharon told her story about the kidnapping in the clinic and revealed that their escape attempt had triggered a gas leak. This, of course, left an increasingly disturbed Traci flashing back to the alerts on Alan's phone that warned, remote device unexpectedly detached. Gas expulsion stopped. After Sharon's departure, Traci left her fiancé a voicemail buying herself time. She explained that she couldn't come to Paris because of a snag with her publisher, but viewers knew that was a lie. She was careful, however, not to raise Alan's suspicions by telling him cheerfully that she couldn't wait to see her surprise. It's this surprise that gives us grave concern, but we'll come back to that. Traci then met with Jack, and in heartbreaking scenes, told him that all signs pointed to Alan being Sharon and Phyllis's diabolical captor, and that she believed Alan may be Martin, who had survived the fall over the balcony rather than his twin. Sobbing, Traci began to realize that not only was she duped into falling in love with someone who was not who he claimed to be, but that man was a sociopathic nightmare come to life. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty, shall we? How is this all going to play out, and who is that next target we referred to in the headline? Well, if our hunch is correct, that surprise Alan/Martin is setting up for Traci in Paris is nothing good. And while logic would dictate that she's the one in danger, that's not our theory. At least not all of it. Traci asked Jack to keep their suspicions about Alan/Martin between them, and that may backfire on them. How? It means they won't be giving Ashley a heads up. And she's in Paris. Do you see where we're going with this? Yep, we fear Ashley may be in the madman's crosshairs. She may even be part of the surprise he's preparing for Traci. Allow us to explain. Martin tormented Ashley before his supposed death. So what's a little more terror if it guarantees he'll achieve his goal? Which of course is marrying Traci. His urgency to get that deed done was apparent. Is he after her money? It could be that his plan all along has been to wed the Abbott, and then set up her accidental death to collect an inheritance. If so, it can't hurt to have a little insurance policy to make sure Traci goes through with it. That, unfortunately, is where Ashley comes in. We fear Alan/Martin already has Ashley in his crosshairs in Paris, or even in his clutches by now. Should Traci arrive in France and balk at the idea of going through with a wedding, being told she has to marry him to save Ashley's life will be a guarantee that she'll submit. We can just imagine him showing Traci on his phone that he has Ashley locked up in a room, terrified and alone. Knowing what he's capable of, Traci will capitulate. As and he knows, she'd do anything for her beloved family. It's possible that there will be another twist where they instead lure Alan/Martin back to Genoa City, with an invite to psychoanalyze Phyllis and Sharon. After all, how could he resist? His ego wouldn't allow him to see that it's a trap. But given that Eileen Davidson has teased her return, we're betting our hunch is correct. Ashley is his next target, and may already be in grave danger in Paris. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, March 28th hint that Victor Newman has a gift for his family, while Sally Spectra refuses to give up badgering Billy Abbott. This week, after they made love, Sally pressed Billy on his business plans. He did not cave and asserted his innocence, stating he's a changed guy. But Sally is skeptical of his connections with Aristotle Dumas, and she is right to be. Will Billy acknowledge that he is truly working with the shady person in order to get Chancellor back? If so, watch for Sally to be on edge. Sally does not like Billy attempting to one-up Victor. According to Billy, he will work with Aristotle to pull Victor down, but his name will be left out of it. What might go wrong? If Victor learns of Billy and Aristotle's link, he could go nuclear and destroy Abbott Communications. Sally will be even more angry if she finds out that Billy told Phyllis Summers about his plan first. Billy stated he would not lie to Sally, but that is one statement he can't live up to. Meanwhile, Victor reveals something that makes flabbergasts his family. He is a man of many talents, and surprise his family is one of them. At the same time, Jack Abbott is concerned about Traci Abbott, and feels that there is more problems on the way owing to Alan Loran, alias Martin Loran. He is the one who kidnapped Phyllis and Sharon Newman, and he certainly tricked Traci. But the gig is up, and Traci can no longer avoid the truth. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that clever Martin has an agenda planned. Martin won't let Traci go without a fight, but Jack is ready to do whatever it takes to keep his sister safe. Jack won't want Traci to join her paramour in Paris, but Traci is a grown woman with a mind of her own. But what if Martin comes back to Genoa City before Traci can depart? Heck, it may be that Martin is holed up in Notel Motel in a filthy area of GC, just waiting to pounce. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates state that Joshua Morrow recently offered his thoughts on Nick's future romantic interests and made a prediction. In a conversation with Woman's World, Morrow explored his character's love life and revealed his expectations for who Nick might be sharing a bed with next. Joshua spoke about the two great loves in Nick's life. To begin with, Morrow underlined that his character has two great loves, both of which he believes hold equal importance in Nick's heart. The two ladies who always lure Nick back are Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers. While Morrow agreed that fans of Sharon and Nick would not be delighted with this perspective, he pointed out that Phyllis is bound to create up issues for them. Given her link to Nick through their daughter, Summer Newman, as well as their shared romantic past, Phyllis will always play a vital role in his life. Nevertheless, Morrow values both relationships and realizes that they tend to reappear over and again. Joshua Morrow had nothing but admiration for his co-stars, Sharon Case and Michelle Stafford, who portray his leading women. Recently on the show, Nick appeared to dismiss the prospect of rekindling a romance with Sharon, but that doesn't mean their tale is ended. In fact, Morrow speculated that when Nick eventually shares another emotional encounter on the program, it will be with Sharon. It's been a long time since Nick bared it all, and he's quite known for his interactions with the women of Genoa City, Morrow said. When the moment comes, and I'm willing to wager it'll be with Sharon, I'm all in. Why not? Morrow knows that a big proportion of people like romantic encounters. Therefore he has no problems with losing his clothes for them. His primary purpose is to transmit intriguing storylines, and he hinted that he is willing to doing so whether he's dressed or not. If Joshua Morrow's thoughts about Sharon and Nick's private moments hold true, it appears possible that Nick would finally relent regarding their reconciliation. There's a notion one never completely moves on from their first love, and for Nick, that person is Sharon. They were sweethearts in high school, and have faced various emotional challenges together.